Alright guys, today we're going to take a look at some cork belts. Craig Lockwood of Chop Knives, and also one of the three hosts of the Knife Talk podcast, was talking about cork belts. So I picked up a couple. These were really cheap. I got these from truegrit.com. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. They have great service and they've always been good to me. And these are like $6 or $7. What we're going to do today is apparently you need to break these in. We'll give you a close look at them, but essentially it's cork bonded to a backer cloth. And from what everybody has told me, that these things are phenomenal for doing a really nice polish on knives. Now, I'm in the middle of a whole bunch of knives. I'm doing the heat treat for the build video this coming Saturday, and amongst all the knives I've got going on right now, this was a little piece of scrap I had, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try something different. Always fun to try little tiny blades. So this is a Nitro V, and it's just a little utility blade. I put the stippling texture on there, and I've ground this to about 0.1 of an inch on the edge, and I've stopped at a 120 grit ceramic belt. So that's the finish we have right there. I might take it up a little further, but first I would like to try these cork belts and see what they do. Now with these cork belts, apparently you need to break them in. I'll give you a close look up here. It looks like a ceramic belt. It looks like ceramic media, but when you feel it, obviously it's not. So I'm going to set this thing up, and Craig actually sent me a link where you can go to get the information on breaking these in. I'll put that in the description of this video as well, so you can check that out. Thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate your help. And anyways, I'm going to put the camera on a tripod. We're going to set it up, and we're going to go ahead and break the belt in and see what it does for surface finish on this little knife. Crack these bad boys open. Also, you need to be particular with how you store these. I think what I'm going to do is just get a large Ziploc bag and store them in that so that they don't get dusty. I don't think you would ever want to get these wet. So just to avoid a chance, let me... Also, talking with my buddy, BM Knife and Tool, I'll put a link to his Instagram, but he had said that these things actually last a really long time. I'm just going to show you. I don't know if these come in varying grits. I think that kind of depends more on the compound you put on. Herms Cork Polishing RB 55.5X. So that's what I have here. That's crazy. Alright, so there's the website, gfsknifesupplies.com, and there's the belts. Talks about them, yada yada yada, and then it gives you a real handy dandy way to break them in. So you're supposed to use a piece of straight steel, the same width as the belt, to flatten the tops of the cork. Once that's done, you apply your polishing compound. When the polishing compound of the belt, when it turns black, that's when it's at its best. So, what I'm assuming that to mean is I'm going to grab a piece of flat steel, and I'm going to, essentially I'm not going to put it on like this, but rather like this, so we can kind of smooth the tops of the cork over. I'm not sure if that's what you're supposed to do, but that's what we're going to try to do. 01 tool steel, of course. I'm going to bring it in nice and tight. My furnace just started up. Hopefully it's not going to drive you nuts. Giving it some decent pressure now. Hopefully it's what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna go a little quicker. Get this thing tracking a little better. I'm pushing on her pretty hard. Hogging her down. Flatten that cork. And again, I have never done this before. I'm just kind of assuming this is what you do. So we will see what the results end up like, and you can make up your own decision. Starting to get a little heat in there. I think from here what we're going to do is load this sucker up with some compound. We use a green compound. So to give you a little quick look before we put the compound on, that's after rubbing it. I mean, there's still a lot of cork up there, right? It doesn't look like I really knocked the tops down, but I am assuming that's what we're supposed to do. So I've got my green compound now, and we'll get that put on. Let's see what happens. Let's try flattening it out some more. Well, that's cool. Lots of little pieces of cork and compound are coming off. See, I've got all these little chunks all over me. It's really strange. It's like just on all the high spots. Oh boy, okay, I need some safety glasses on. Really trying to load this thing up with this compound here. Pressing the crap out of it. I have a feeling that this is going to take some time. It's really, really interesting. I was kind of expecting it to flatten out more. It hasn't, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot on this little blade. So let's take a before shot. There's our grain structure before. And I'm just going to do one side. I'm going to do this side here. Let's see what it does. Ooh. Well, that just gives it a real nice little polish there. So there is our polished side. Oh. And there's our non-polished side. You see it's a lot more metallic-y, silvery looking. And this is, you can definitely tell a difference there. Having said all that, I think this is a little bit too coarse to start the polishing. 120, I mean, there's still a lot of heavy lines from the grinds in there. You can see that. So I'm actually gonna throw on a Trizact belt first. I'm gonna give the Trizact belt because that's gonna kind of refine that structure a little bit, and then we'll put this guy back on, and I'll also do one side, and so we can see the difference between the two sides. Okay, no sense filming the Trizact. I'm gonna go smooth this out with a Trizact belt. I'll be right back. Okay, so just finished up on the Trizact. Well, interesting that it definitely does a nice job polishing, but I still have grind lines in there that I need to remove. They're actually quite a bit more noticeable. You can see the lines in there more, especially at an angle like that, than you can with this. So this is a lot more of a satiny kind of a look. The other thing to remember is that this is Nitro V, and I know that Nitro V doesn't really mirror polish overly well, but that's actually really, really interesting. Well, I think I need to do a little bit more experimenting with this, but I don't know, I honestly don't know what I like the best. I really love, right off the Trizacts, that matte kind of look, but you can definitely see a difference. I'm actually going to try one more thing. I'm going to go like 600 grit and then the cork belt. Got a brand new 600 grit aluminum oxide. We're going to see if we can just refine those scratches, and then we'll go back to the cork. Well, I kind of like this. So here we have 600 grit aluminum oxide finish. And here we have 600 grit and then the cork. So it definitely shines it up more. Can you tell? That's still kind of more silvery, shiny. This is more like chromy, polishy. Not a full mirror, but definitely different. I'm not entirely sure what I like the best. I love this look, this satin look, but that is actually really cool too. Well, I think I need to do a little more experimentation with this, but this is cool. I'm going to spend some more time. I'm going to do both sides now, kind of see what we end up with. So here's one more look at the finished product. Really, actually, the more I look at it, the more I like this look. It's an almost mirror polish, but I sure didn't spend a whole lot of time to get that. And to be able to do this all on the belt grinder, that to me is the big deal. I like how you can see the grind lines and then all of a sudden they're gone. Very, very subtle grind lines there. But that's cool. Overall, really happy with it. Well, there you have it, guys. The Cork belts, they're looking very, very promising. Hopefully, if you're curious about them, this gives you a little bit of insight to them. If I learn more about them and, as that one breaks in more, and if I find, different ways to use it, I'll do a follow-up video for sure. But I was really curious about it, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna roll the camera, kind of discover this together. And my thoughts are that, if you got a belt grinder, you might as well learn as many different ways to utilize it as possible. And if you can get a gorgeous, nice, shiny finish on a belt grinder, why wouldn't you? Really, really impressed with those Cork belts. Huge thank you to Craig, Chop Knives, Craig Lockwood, and the Knife Talk podcast for recommending them. And then tons of you guys on Instagram. I've put a couple pictures on Instagram already in a video. You guys are saying that those things will last a long, long time. So I'm super pumped about that. Hopefully this video helps you out. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And as always, I thank you so much for watching. Cheers.